You've spoken before about having been abused when you were a kid, when you were 15. Can you talk about that?
Well, I was actually 8, and
8?
Yes, and I did not realize it until it's too long and complicated to go into. But what happens very often, is that we shut it down, we blank it out. I could only remember up to a certain point, and then I had no idea. And I had to go into therapy and be kind of hypnotized to remember what happened after the point at which I had blacked out. But I also, when I was older, I got fired as a secretary because I wouldn't sleep with my boss.
Wow. What do you think? I guess I just want to know what you do. You feel sorry for these young actresses who've had that? All these people who are saying what happened to them. You know, what does it do to them? You managed to get therapy. I mean, you're a survivor. Some people may not be able to get through this.
Well, I know the women, and they're survivors too. Talking is the most important thing. As Alice Miller wrote in the great psychologist, Breaking the Wall of Silence, talking is the first step to healing. It's why what Eve Ensler does, my dear friend, why she's so important, standing up and speaking. I have an adopted child who was very badly abused as a child, and this is triggering. The Harvey Weinstein stuff and the recording of his voice is triggering the deep terror in her. So, it is hard to get over it. But if this happens to you when you're a very young person, you need therapy. And there is a relational therapy that does work if it's properly done. It's not lying on your back looking at the ceiling while some guy's behind you. It's not Freudian. And the kind of therapy that can be helpful began in the beginning of the 60s with the women's movement. It's feminism at work. It's someone sitting opposite you, looking into your eyes and reflecting empathy. And so you realize what I'm feeling is okay because this person is sharing my pain and my sadness and sorrow and my terror. And that's where the trust begins to come back, because the cord of trust is severed when this happens to you. You have to relearn the fact that you are someone besides your sexuality, that you're a whole human being that can once again trust somebody. But it takes work and it takes time.